Hey, did you ever have the experience where you're not treating someone as kindly or as gently as you deep down know you should be, and then what happens? Someone else walks into the room, someone you respect, of course, and all of a sudden either you're super embarrassed because you realize that they saw you, or you just, turn on your big smile and your nice chipper voice and totally change modes. So there's an idea that there's a certain way we act around someone that we respect. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, one of our great sages, one of our great teachers, who lived at towards the end of the destruction of the Second Temple, and he said on his deathbed to his students, to his beloved students, that Hashem should bless them, this should be God's will, that they will fear God like they fear other people. Like, really? We should fear God like we fear other people? Like, that doesn't sound like the highest level. I should fear God more than I fear other people. Fear meaning respect. I should respect God more than I just respect people. He said, believe me, that's a level. Meaning, to always conduct ourselves that we're standing before the King of Kings. That we're always standing before Hashem, the maker of this masterpiece. To live life in a way that knowing that we're not alone, that we're always before the King. To live a life that even when no one's watching us, we know how we handle our money. We know how we think about other people. We know the way we conduct ourselves when no one else is watching. And to know that we're always before the King and live a life of royalty, live a life of always being before the King. And so in Tanya, chapter 41, we're talking about this idea of to at least fear Hashem, respect Hashem, the way we respect other people. Meaning if someone else was here, I might not, behave that way. To know that at least respect Hashem on that level, and then even more so realize that the master, this masterpiece who can hear my thoughts, is always before us, and to live our lives in that way. And so to connect this idea to the idea of peace in the home. So in Tanya these days, we're talking about how it's great to have love. Love is amazing. Love is like the basis of our entire service of Hashem, and we get real, authentic connection with our source. But if there's no respect, there's no love. The personalities don't love, they take. I love you until you don't act exactly the way I want you to. I love you until you make a mistake. That's not love. That's my own ego loving myself, and that now you give me pleasure, you give me some kind of gratification, and therefore, as an extension of me, I love you. And that's not the love we're going for in our relationships. We want to love in a way of, I love you because of who you are, not just because of how you make me feel. And so really what we're talking about is having a real, authentic relationship where we treat each other kindly, have consistency in that, not just when we're in the mood. And so we're talking about in Tanya, serving God, not just when we're in the mood to serve God, but to serve Hashem because we want the relationship. We don't want to be disconnected. We want to have that closeness. And even in a day when I don't feel that closeness, to still pray, to still give tzedakah, to still act kind to other people like Hashem asks us to still conduct ourselves in a way of respect for the relationship, respect for Hashem, respect for our makor, our source, even when I'm not in the mood. So as you probably experience, I definitely have, it's really nice to be lovely in a relationship, but then when you're not in the mood, all of a sudden you get to treat the person however you like. And so this whole idea of having a consistent relationship with Hashem in our avodas, meaning praying every day, learning every day, doing the same things every day despite how we feel that day, not letting our moodiness to affect our routine and our service, is a major skill in our relationships. To not have our moodiness to all of a sudden meaning, oh, you're late, so I get to treat you how I want. You didn't do what I asked, so I get to treat you how I want. No, I always need to treat another person with respect, with honor. Someone came to the Rebbe and said that he was having a hard time not yelling at his children. The Rebbe said, would you talk like that to someone else's children? And I'm sure he said it more respectfully than I just said, but would you talk like that to someone else's children? And the guy said, no, of course not. He said, these are not just your children, these are Hashem's children, and therefore you don't just get to treat them however you like. And remembering that the people that we have relationships with, first of all, we can be incredibly grateful that we have these relationships, incredibly blessed, and know that these are not just our people. It's not just my beloved, my husband, my sister, my friend. No, these are Hashem's creations. We have to love what our beloved loves. Meaning, what is our beloved love? What is Hashem, our beloved love? He loves his creations. He loves our husbands. He loves our sisters. He loves our friends, and He created them, He nurtures them, He, took them through a womb for 9 months, brought them into the world, taught them how to tie their shoes, brought them to this point, not for you to use and abuse how you like, but for you to have the privilege of knowing them and treating them with the dignity of what it means to be a human being, and what it means to have a part of God inside of them. And so irrespective if we're feeling love or not, to show that base level of respect. The Tanya's teaches that we have that base level of respect of Hashem. No matter what, I get up in the morning and I thank you for another day. No matter what mood I am, I thank you, Hashem, for this beautiful food. Always this respect that I'm standing before the King. That integrates into relations of no matter how I'm feeling that day, I will show you respect. And that leads to true love, not love based on I love you because how you make me feel. I love you because I see your source. I see where you're coming from. I see that you are a part of God, and I can love you on that basis. And I respect you on the basis that you're a part of God. I will love you on the basis that you're a part of God, irrespective to how I might be feeling that day. So we should all have consistency, be blessed. Please God with consistency in our relationship with Hashem, even if we're feeling it or not to have a moody relationship, and have a consistent, respectful relationship, always knowing that we're standing before the King, and to bring into the fear of God, respect of God into relationships, meaning to always remember that no matter what, whenever I'm interacting with someone, this person's creator, their source, is standing before me. Yeah, like when you talk to someone like that in front of their mother, like, no. Like this person is the source. Hashem is really standing right in front of me at this moment, filling all the worlds, creating the world, enlivening me, enlivening this person, and to treat them like that, to bring Hashem truly into our homes. Sometimes when I'm in a bad mood, I just pretend someone else is there. Like once I was getting ready for bringing, I was having it at my house, my husband was there, and I was really stressed out, and my friend came early. And I was so happy she came early, because she came early, I was in a nice mood, I was respectful to my husband, I didn't put all my stress on him, and from that day on, sometimes I pretend someone else is there, because if someone else was here, I'd be totally respectful to my husband. And so how much more so to be like, whoa, Hashem's here. Hashem's in our home. Hashem, who created my husband, who gives me the privilege of knowing him, is here. And so regardless of how I'm feeling, to show that respect that I owe another person simply because they're created by God, not because I feel like I owe them respect in that moment. And through this true respect, this true consistency in our conduct, through that we can have this true, authentic love that comes out of respect. So that's chapter 41, and a little Shalom bias for you. Have a great day.